In a world where we have the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Wars, and so many other insane media franchises, only one of them has been able to rise to the top above them all, and that's Pokemon. Pokemon is the most powerful media franchise of all time, and while most of its insane $92 billion comes from merchandise, the core of all of its new additions and the birth of Pokemon starts with the video game. For the last 25 years, Pokemon has dominated the video game market with its incredibly popular creature-catching RPG games. However, over time, many fans began to feel tired of the same type of game. Sure, they added new gimmicks and mechanics like Mega Evolutions, Z-moves, and Dynamaxing, but the foundation of all mainline Pokemon games still boiled down to receiving a starter, battling 8 gyms, collecting badges, and defeating an evil organization and becoming champion. Enter Pokemon Legends Arceus, a game set to break new ground for the Pokemon franchise after 25 years. With a bold new direction, tons of gameplay changes, and new ideas, Pokemon Legends Arceus is the most unique Pokemon experience that you'll have in a very long time. But did they pull it off well, or is it full of flaws? Content has always been something that I felt a lot of the recent Pokemon games have been lacking for the last couple of years. Coming from the DS era of Pokemon, ending with Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, giving us the Pokestar Studios, the Pokemon World Tournament, and so much more, it's definitely felt that the recent Pokemon games have always had something missing, such as the lack of post-game in X and Y, no Battle Frontier in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and most recently, no Distortion World or Battle Frontier in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. However, with Pokemon Legends Arceus, I was incredibly surprised at how much content they managed to put into this title. This game revolves around you exploring open world-like areas that are full of Pokemon for you to capture and battle, and these areas are not small. There's a very nice amount of openness and exploration that's possible in all the big areas throughout this game. Your main adventure is about capturing and completing the Pokédex while doing survey reports for the Galaxy Expedition team. Every Pokemon in the Pokédex has tons of tasks and little things that you can check off for each of them. Speaking of the Pokemon, there are exactly a total of 242 of them inside of this game. Now that number may appear small, but honestly with how big the areas are, seeing all of the different species and finding where every Pokemon truly does hide, I was very satisfied with the number of Pokemon. Sure, many of my favorites are missing, but there's so much in this game that it's really just insane to see. On top of catching Pokemon to add to the Pokédex, there's also the main adventures that you have, going to the new areas of the Hisui region, meeting new characters, and doing noble boss battles. This was a really fun experience as well and added a lot more to the lore and world itself and why things are the way that they are. Of course, being a Pokemon title, the story throughout the main adventure wasn't anything incredible, but I did enjoy learning about the things in the Hisui region. There's still a sense of mystery around what happens, and some characters' true colors will surprise you. The main adventure throughout this game was approximately 30 to 35 hours for me, but that can easily be so much more if you really go and capture every Pokemon and do all there is to do inside of the game. This Pokemon title even has true side quests for the first time, which is just really amazing to see. Now of course many of them do end up being fairly basic ones like bring me this Pokemon or defeat this Pokemon, but there are some really fun and unique ones as well. Now one thing that I do wish this game had in terms of content is some voice acting. Pokemon is really kind of the only major RPG franchise now that's still missing voice acting inside of their games, and there's really no reason why they can't have it. If they have voice acting inside of Pokemon Masters, they have it in the anime, they have it in like these shorts that they do like Twilight Wings. Really just having voice acting inside of a mainline Pokemon game would be incredible. With having all these flashy characters and having them all speak in really cool ways, I just think that it would add a lot more to the experience and people would remember how they talked and kind of what their personality was and how they sounded. I just feel like it would definitely make the adventure much more enjoyable for a lot more people, especially just being able to like hear the sounds of what the characters are saying and stuff instead of having to read through all the text boxes yourself. Then there's also the post-game, which still surprised me. I really thought that with this game, after the credits roll, it would just become finding more Pokemon and completing your Pokedex, but no. If you have data from previous Pokemon titles on your Switch, you can do additional missions to add Darkrai and Shaman to your team, and they even have really cool boss fights and Shaman adds a little bit of story details as well. Now let's say you didn't buy the previous Pokemon games, so you don't have access to Shaman or Darkrai. Even if that's the case, there's still other stuff for you to do in the post-game, like having a battle facility where you can battle the major characters of the game, and so much more. I was actually very surprised at how much content they managed to put into the game. The gameplay of Pokemon Legends Arceus will definitely be the most important part of this review. After 25 years, Game Freak finally changed the Pokemon formula to something that feels completely different than a traditional Pokemon game, but in an amazing way. The first thing that you'll notice right away is how the catching works. In this game, you capture Pokemon yourself by throwing your own Pokeballs in the wild, and I really loved that. Every Pokemon has their own unique ways of being captured, and it was really fun to sneak around them for a crazy backshot, throw a berry to distract them, or use other items like spoiled apricorns to stun them. This type of capturing is just incredible and a pure joy to play through. You can capture so many Pokemon in a matter of seconds by just throwing Pokeballs. Coming from traditional wild battles one by one that would have taken a good couple minutes to capture, getting all of them so fast like this in Legends Arceus just makes the pacing so much better. Now, battling trainers isn't a major part of this game, as the concept of a Pokemon trainer or gyms hasn't been introduced yet, but that doesn't mean that there aren't battles at all. You'll constantly be battling wild Pokemon throughout the world, and battling in this game just feels absolutely amazing. For one, battles happen right in the world itself. If you see a Pokemon run by, simply just throw your Pokeball near it and it initiates a battle immediately. This type of seamlessness is just so good to see in a Pokemon game, no more of having to go to a separate battle screen. The combat systems of battles has also been changed up drastically, which is so cool. It still uses Pokemon's traditional turn-based battles, however the amount of times that you can use every move has been reduced. On top of that, there's new styles of attacking such as the Agile style moves and Strong style moves. Using Agile style moves can change up the attack order and allow you to go again, and Strong style moves can deal even more damage to your opponent. There's a lot of strategy involved in choosing these moves correctly. Do you want to use an agile attack and follow up at the cost of less damage, or do a normal attack or perhaps a strong style move? And if your opponent survives a strong style attack, are you prepared for them to retaliate and go again 3 times before you can? There's so many tough calls that you have to make, and the combat still feels like Pokemon to the core, but with even more thinking, which is just amazing. The best part about this new combat system is utilizing it against alpha Pokemon. Throughout the game, you'll see many alpha Pokemon, which are Pokemon that are even larger than normal and have red eyes. These Pokemon are significantly more difficult to capture in battle, and I really had so much fun taking them on. Every move feels viable to a degree in this game, and so many attacks have been reworked with their mechanics, and there's even new status conditions and weather effects. For example, a move like Mud Slap will now hit the opponent and give you a new obstructed status condition, which are gonna cause moves to miss on you. It's incredibly fun and also has some great difficulty in trying to figure out the best way to capture these alpha Pokemon and battle them. Even when you're 8 to 12 levels above, be prepared for a challenge with these alpha Pokemon and potentially still getting your team wiped out. It's amazing. Another aspect of this game that I found so much fun was crafting. This game is full of resources and materials that are scattered all around the world. You can collect all of them and use them to craft your very own Pokeballs, healing items, and a lot more. It's very satisfying to do, and if you're someone who doesn't like that, you can always purchase these items with money inside of the game as well. I spent a ton of time crafting many items as I could, and it was just very fun and satisfying to use the items that I made myself. Exploring the world is also an important aspect of the gameplay in this game that I found very satisfying. To have open areas and roam around and catch Pokemon is an absolute dream come true type of situation for any Pokemon fan. Exploring these open areas is also really satisfying as you unlock new rideable Pokemon as you progress to the game to reach even newer areas. This finally brought back the sense of going back to areas that have been missing in recent Pokemon games. Once you unlock the ability to climb or ride on water, you can go back to the very first and early sections of the game and use these abilities to unlock even more newer areas that you couldn't reach before. It's just amazing to finally have this sense of discovering secret areas again. The Pokemon are also in the world pretty nicely, but I do wish that they had some more things that they did to make it feel even more lively. Currently, they kinda just stand in the locations you find them and wander around a little bit. Sometimes you'll see the Pokemon sleeping, but that's about it. Things like the Pokemon naturally eating, getting a drink of water by a stream, or bug Pokemon climbing tree branches would definitely make the world feel much more immersive. Right now, it kinda just feels like they're waiting there for you to come and catch them. Another thing that I would have liked to see with the gameplay is some type of mini-map in the corner. All open world area like games have a mini-map showing you how to navigate in the world, and it would be very useful to have a mini-map for that to see where you're going in this game. There are times where I would want to get to every new open area and have to open the map constantly to make sure that I'm going in the right direction. You can place pins, which is nice, but it would also be really cool to have a mini-map like this in the corner where you can even see the names of the areas. Having a little indicator like this for the weather would also be nice so you can know if it's going to be raining, getting foggy, or something else. Something else that I would also really love is if you could fast travel from one area to another without having to go back to Jubilife Village each time. Overall, the new gameplay style of Pokemon Legends Arceus was just absolutely incredible and so much fun to have a fresh new experience after so long. The graphics of Pokemon Legends Arceus are easily its weakest point. As we've seen with Pokemon titles on the Nintendo Switch, the visuals of Pokemon games are definitely not Game Freak's strong suit. That being said, Pokemon Legends Arceus is also not unplayably bad from my time with it. Are there areas that are rough and don't look the best? Absolutely, but overall this game does look pretty good. Coming from Pokemon Sword and Shield, where this is absolutely unacceptable for a $60 title, there isn't anything to this degree of bad visually with Pokemon Legends Arceus. Another important thing that I will say with this game is that it does look a lot better in person than from what you see online. Not drastically of course, but platforms like YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch heavily compress games and videos because of so much content being uploaded to their sites every second. As a result, the games don't look that good, so it will definitely look better when you play it in person. In terms of the visuals though, it really isn't that bad. There's also other changes with the visuals that I'm actually a very big fan of and was pleasantly surprised. All of the Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus have new models that have been updated and look significantly better than the ones from previous Pokemon games. Take a look at this Ghastly for example. The one in Legends Arceus is so vibrant and colorful and much better fitting than the Ghastly in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Another really good example is taking a look at this Flareon. You can see that in Legends Arceus it has a much bushier and fuzzier tail compared to Pokemon Sword and Shield. The models even have their own eyes now instead of being PNG textures like in Sword and Shield. Overall, seeing every new model in Pokemon Legends Arceus get a makeover like this was very nice, and I'm actually very impressed with how they look. The battles in Pokemon Legends Arceus are also significantly improved visually compared to previous Pokemon games, and I absolutely love how they look. Pokemon actually run up and attack their opponent instead of the lame reused 3DS animations that were present in Sword and Shield. Speaking of the animations, all of the move animations have also been reworked and they look incredible in this game. Just take a look at Flamethrower. It looks so good to see in this game, and the visual styles of battles in this game has really been well done, and I really love how they made the battles look so cinematic. As with all Pokemon games, the music is good, but in Legends Arceus it's absolutely mind-blowing. This is one of the best Pokemon soundtracks I've heard in so long. As the game is inspired by Sinnoh, there are still so many recognizable Sinnoh melodies that you will hear within its songs like Eterna Forest, the Wild Battle theme, and many more. Battle themes also have that sense of being an ancient type of song while still being epic, and it's just amazing. The music that plays in the world is also so nice. There's so many ambient and gentle notes playing as you're exploring in the open areas, and it just feels so nice and cozy. The tone of the themes even changes at night, and it feels even more calming, and the soundtrack is just an absolute joy. For the first time ever, the control section in the review of a Pokemon game is gonna be different. Pokemon Legends Arceus has completely different controls than a traditional Pokemon game, which is honestly just insane to see. From a game that's mainly about pressing A to select, B to go back, and a joystick to move around, going to this is just incredible. Pokemon Legends Arceus has so many controls, and it can definitely take a bit of time to get used to. You use the ZR button to throw Pokeballs like a trigger. The X button now allows you to switch if you throw your Pokemon or your Pokeballs, and it feels very fluid. You can also use the Y button to roll and dodge attacks, which is also really cool. The design choices they made for the controls can definitely take a bit to grasp, but I do feel that they are done very well. One thing I would have liked is for the ability to map a few buttons to something else. For example, the down button on the D-pad opens your Pokedex, and the minus button opens your ARC phone to view the map. When wandering around in the world, many people will find themselves looking at the map much more than the Pokedex, so I would love to switch those buttons out and have the down button on the D-pad become the phone and move the minus button to the Pokedex. Little changes like that I definitely feel would make the game much more enjoyable to people, but of course this isn't a game ruining thing. In the end, Pokemon Legends Arceus absolutely does what Game Freak said, breaks new ground for the Pokemon franchise in a one-of-a-kind gameplay experience. Of course, the game is not perfect and there's still changes that can be done to it, but overall this was easily the most fun that I've had with Pokemon in such a long time. This game really gave me that magical sensation of why I love Pokemon so much that I haven't felt again since Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. Everything in this game is just a joy to play, from the main adventure, the post-game stuff, and just all the content in general. Sometimes I didn't even do the main adventure and just spent hours exploring the open world areas looking for new Pokemon to capture and use. This is really a game that you can just spend hours exploring, battling, crafting, and so much more without even doing the main story missions. And while there are some small issues that I have with the game, the overall experience is just so incredible and enjoyable. Even if you're not a Pokemon fan or someone who just dabbles a bit with the Pokemon games, this is easily one of the few Pokemon games that I can recommend to anyone, and is also the one after a decade that I can give my highest rating. Everything in this game is just an absolute treat, and they finally delivered after so long. And so yeah, there you go guys, that is my review for Pokemon Legends Arceus. I absolutely love this game. If you guys enjoyed this video, then definitely be sure to click that like button, and also comment down below and let me know how you guys feel about it. How do you guys feel about Pokemon Legends Arceus? Do you guys really love the game? Do you not like it so much? What do you like about it? What do you not like about it? Definitely be sure to comment down below and let me know what you would rate this game as well. If you're new to this channel, then please be sure to subscribe. I'm definitely going to have some more Pokemon content in the future, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Click on that bell to become a part of the notification squad. Go follow me on Twitter at Aero so you can be featured in videos, and also join my Discord server as well. We've got a bunch of people in there who are always talking about Pokemon and Smash Bros and Nintendo, so definitely be sure to join that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching.